Have you ever wondered why a vaccine that leaves the manufacturer in perfect condition may fail to protect a child before it is administered? The answer often lies in the cold chain. A single break in the recommended temperature can permanently damage a vaccine. What makes this dangerous is that the damage is invisible. The vaccine may look perfectly normal but may have already lost its potency. In this video, we will understand the principles of vaccine cold chain management, the different cold chain equipment, vaccine sensitivity, storage and transportation, the open vial policy, and methods used to detect damaged vaccines.
The cold chain is a continuous temperature control system that maintains vaccine potency from the manufacturer until the vaccine is administered to the beneficiary. The objective is to keep vaccines within their recommended temperature range throughout storage and transportation. An effective cold chain ensures the right vaccine reaches the right place at the right time in the right quantity under the right storage conditions and at the lowest possible cost. Any interruption in this chain may reduce vaccine effectiveness and compromise immunization programs. Vaccines are highly sensitive biological products. Once potency is lost, it cannot be restored. Different vaccines respond differently to heat, freezing, and light. Heat sensitive vaccines include OPV, reconstituted BCG, measles, MR, MMR, and DPT. These vaccines rapidly lose potency when exposed to high temperatures. Some vaccines are freeze sensitive. Hepatitis B is the most sensitive to freezing, followed by DPT, DT, and TT. Freezing damages the adjuvant present in this vaccine and makes them ineffective. Certain vaccines such as BCG, measles, MR, MMR, and rubella are also light sensitive and should always be protected from direct sunlight until they are reconstituted. Understanding these sensitivities is essential for proper vaccine storage. The cold chain system uses different types of equipment depending on the level of storage and availability of electricity. Electrical equipment includes walk-in freezers, walk-in coolers, deep freezers, and ice-lined refrigerators. Walk-in freezers are mainly used to freeze ice packs and store OPV in bulk at temperatures between -15 and -25 degrees Celsius. Walk-in coolers maintain temperatures between +2 and +8 degrees Celsius and are used for bulk storage of vaccines. At district hospitals and primary health centers, the ice-lined refrigerator or ILR is the most important equipment. It stores vaccines safely between +2 and +8 degrees Celsius. Domestic refrigerators should never be used for routine vaccine storage because they cannot maintain stable temperatures consistently. In areas without reliable electricity, solar-powered refrigerators provide an effective alternative. Passive transport equipment includes cold boxes, vaccine carriers, day carriers, and ice packs, which are used during vaccine transportation and outreach immunization sessions. Let us briefly understand the major storage equipment. Walk-in freezers are used mainly at state and divisional vaccine stores for freezing large numbers of ice packs. Walk-in coolers are used at state and regional stores for bulk storage of vaccine at +2 to +8 degrees Celsius. The ice-lined refrigerator is the backbone of vaccine storage at district hospitals and primary health centers. The ice lining acts like a thermal battery and helps maintain the desired temperature for many hours, even during temporary power failures, making it highly reliable for routine immunization programs. For transporting vaccines to immunization sessions, passive cooling equipment is used. Cold boxes are used for transporting vaccines over long distances or during power failures and can maintain temperature for several days if kept unopened. Vaccine carriers are commonly used during outreach sessions and usually maintain the required temperature for up to 12 hours. Day carriers are used for nearby immunization sessions and provide shorter cold life. Ice packs play an important role in maintaining the required temperature. They should always be filled only with water up to the marked level and never with salt. Domestic refrigerators should not be used for vaccine storage because frequent door opening causes temperature fluctuations and increases the risk of vaccine damage. Solar refrigeration has become increasingly important in remote and difficult areas where electricity is unreliable. Battery-driven solar refrigerators store electrical energy in rechargeable batteries before powering the refrigerator. However, batteries require maintenance and periodic replacement. Direct drive solar refrigerators work differently. They directly use solar energy during the day to freeze an internal thermal storage system. This stored cooling keeps vaccines within the required temperature range throughout the night and during cloudy weather without requiring batteries. These systems reduce maintenance costs and improve reliability in rural immunization programs. An important concept in immunization practice is the WHO open vial policy. Certain liquid multidose vaccines such as DPT, TT, hepatitis B, OPV, pentavalent, IPV, and PCV may be used for up to 28 days after opening, provided specific conditions are fulfilled. The vaccine should not have crossed its expiry date. It should have been continuously stored between +2 and +8 degrees Celsius. Aseptic technique should be followed during every withdrawal. The rubber septum should remain clean, and the vaccine vial monitor should not have reached its discard point. However, reconstituted live vaccines such as BCG, measles, and Japanese encephalitis vaccine must be discarded at the end of the immunization session or within the recommended time after reconstitution. This policy reduces vaccine wastage while maintaining patient safety. Finally, every healthcare worker should know how to identify damaged vaccines. The vaccine vial monitor or VVM is a small heat-sensitive label attached to vaccine vials. As cumulative heat exposure increases, the inner square gradually darkens. Vaccines can be used only when the inner square remains lighter than the outer circle. Once both colors become similar or the inner square becomes darker, the vaccine must be discarded. For freeze-sensitive vaccines, the shake test is performed. A suspected vaccine vial is compared with a deliberately frozen control vial. After shaking both vials and allowing them to stand for about 30 minutes, the sedimentation rates are compared. If the test vial sediments at the same rate or faster than the control vial, the vaccine has been damaged by freezing and should not be used. If sedimentation is slower, the vaccine is considered safe for use. To summarize, the vaccine cold chain is a continuous temperature controlled system that preserves vaccine potency from the manufacturer to the beneficiary. Understanding vaccine sensitivity, using appropriate cold chain equipment, maintaining temperatures between +2 and +8 degrees Celsius whenever indicated following the WHO open vial policy, and correctly interpreting vaccine vial monitors and the shake test are essential for successful immunization programs. Remember that a vaccine can appear normal but still be ineffective if the cold chain is broken. Therefore, maintaining the cold chain is one of the most important responsibilities of every healthcare worker. If this helped you understand vaccine cold chain management more clearly, hit like, subscribe for more easy to understand public health and epidemiology videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.